After the events of 13th Skull, the Master Detective receives a mysterious note enticing them to return to the burnt remains of Ravenhearst Manor. Despite the ghosts of Emma, Rose, Gwendolyn, and Charlotte all telling them not to, they can't help but explore the mansion. Shock of all shocks, this turns out to be a trap set by Charles, and the Master Detective finds themselves trapped in this nightmare world created by Charles as they try to free themselves and the ghosts from Charles's clutches. As I mentioned in the plotline, this game sees the return of all of the main characters from the previous Ravenhearst games. While we don't see a lot of them in this game due to the ghosts being pretty much instantly captured by Charles near the beginning of the game, it is still nice to see everybody again. This game had a unique way of doing the hidden object portion of it. Instead of looking for a specific object, you are looking for a specific number of objects that are changing in the scene. So, for example, one of them might be a toy soldier that's switching between holding a sword and holding a shield. Once you find all of these objects, it turns into energy that gets stored in a locket that you brought with you, specifically Emma's locket from the very first game, and then the ghosts are able to use that energy to cause something to happen in the scene to allow you to advance. I really like this new way of doing it because I feel that it ties into the game really well, and I also feel that it helps keep the idea fresh. The various places that you visit in this game are also all really well done. Most of this game takes place in an underground location where Charles has recreated various places from his life, from the hospital where he was born to the place where he proposed to Emma. Each place is a fun mix of creative, disturbing, and creepy. This game does a really good job of creating this world that seems realistic and seems very much like it was created by a madman. This game also gives us quite a bit of backstory for Charles. I always like when stories do this with their main villain because it helps make them more interesting. Seeing the terrible childhood that this character went through helps us better understand who he is and why he does the way he does. And it is nice to have that with the person who has been the main villain for most of these games. All that being said, the game never expects you to sympathize with Charles. On the contrary, the Master Detective is constantly talking about how terrible Charles is up to the very end of the game. While all the awful things that he has been through certainly help us understand Charles better, it in no way exonerates him of the terrible things that he has done and continues to do. Although Charles is of the mind that you going through his life will make you turn to his side, the game makes it very clear that that is not what is actually happening. And I appreciate that. In terms of negative, I honestly don't really have anything. I don't remember anything in this game being particularly frustrating. I think the music and sound design is really good, and I feel that the game is paced really well. The only thing that I will say, and the reason why I do rank this game below Dire Grove, is that this game is decidedly not for everyone. I see Dire Grove as a more universal game, because the spooks derive mainly from supernatural elements. This game deals with more real and more disturbing themes, and it doesn't shy away from it. And I do find this commendable, but it does mean that this game is more for older individuals, while I feel like Dire Grove can be enjoyed by anybody. All in all, I really enjoyed this game. Since I couldn't play Dire Grove for a while, this game actually became my favorite until I was finally able to play Dire Grove again, and I was reminded how much I love it. It's a good, darker story with good acting and good atmosphere. It's not for everyone, but it is certainly for me, and for that I give this game a 9 out of 10. So, with all of that being said, I will see all of you tomorrow. The you know?